Welcome to the Tonya Hoffman's Fabulous TV Show. I am your host, Tonya Hoffman, and as always, I have an amazingly fabulous guest star. This time, oh my gosh, y'all are going to be blown away. So Bill Combs is with us in the house. Hey!
Howdy, how is everyone doing today?
So we're going to hear from him and see what he's got going on. And
Excellent.
We would love for you to also be involved in our world because it's all about helping you change the world from the front of the room. So go check us out at Public Speakers with an S Association, all spelled out.com, and find out info today. Plus, you can schedule a time to talk with me and see how I can help you do that. All right? So
Awesome.
Let's get right into it and talk to Bill. So Bill, tell us about you and how fabulous you are.
Well, I run a social media agency called No Time for Social, and we're based in Round Rock, Texas, home of Dell Computer and just north of Austin. So most people just generalize Austin, Round Rock area, Central Texas is one. And we've got a staff of 11 now, and we're growing our company as rapidly as possible without making too many hiccups, too many mistakes. But we basically manage social media for companies and entities that don't have the time to do it themselves, don't have the time to learn it themselves. A lot of what we do revolves around Facebook advertising. So we've run a significant number of Facebook ads over the last 3 years. So when we work with a client, we're really looking at their audience, who they're trying to target, and then taking that to the next level using the really, really targeted aspects of Facebook advertising.
Wonderful. So I know Facebook just had like this whole reconfiguration of their algorithms. It's like every time you got things figured out, something changes, right?
Yep.
How do you keep up with stuff like that?
So we're lucky that we have a partner manager at Facebook. So we've grown enough and we have enough clients on board that we have that direct connection with Facebook. So really anybody who works with us also has that direct connection with Facebook. From a business perspective, yes, I completely understand. Most businesses, they get frustrated because they start up a Facebook page and they really don't know what's going to happen, right? Let's say you're a restaurant, you're a brand new restaurant, you go out, you start your Facebook page, and you might expect all these miracles to happen. You might expect all these people to all of a sudden click on like your page, but it doesn't happen that way. So you really have to have a systematic process in place which will help you build your page, run targeted advertising, and you do have to spend money. Facebook is a free platform for people to access. It's not really a free platform anymore for businesses to run their digital marketing. It really is something that you've got to put time into, you've got to put effort into, you've got to have really good graphics, you've got to have good text, you've got to know what text to put out there. And I like to say Facebook is really, really smart in that they put that boost post out there, and then if you own a page, they'll run like sample ads in your feed and say, you could boost this post and hit 2,000 to 3,000 people. That's a great option for some people, but most people need to dig down to 2 or 3 levels below and get deep down into that advertising platform and start using targeted audiences, retargeted audiences, have the Facebook pixel installed on your website so you can retarget the people that have visited your website. There's a plethora of really, really great tools involved, but it takes time to learn those and to kind of A/B test and understand what's going on. So the more complicated it gets, the better it is for us as a business to help out these clients because they do need help.
Right.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was interesting that, they limit how many people can be a part of your personal page, right?
Yep, they do.
So I'm like, oh, I hit my limit. So I'm keep deleting people. I'm like, I don't know who that guy is. Bye.
Yeah, it's the changes with Facebook are happening rapidly, and it's just, I think, the nature of the world that we live in now. I think up until 2 years ago, you used to be able to personally boost a post by spending a little bit of money to get your own personal post boosted. And I remember when they removed that, I was a little frustrated because I used to personally boost my own posts. And now everything has moved to businesses. And yeah, we still have that 5,000 person cap. And I don't know why that is in place. Who knows? Somebody probably just came up with that one day, and it's been sticking for a while. But you never know. A week from now, they can change it and say now you can have 10,000 friends, and everyone will go crazy and go add a bunch of people.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The guys are like, "Oh, you're so beautiful." I'm like, "All right,
all right, I'll add you."
Oh my gosh. So when you start looking at, especially for small business owners, I mean, I used to have a brick and mortar retail store back in the days when we had Yellow Pages, right? And we were spending about $1,500 a month just on Yellow Page ads. But then we have this kind of concept that, now everything is free. And now I think it's hard for people to grasp that they do need to invest in their marketing, right?
100%. Yeah. If you own a business, you really got to sit down, especially as we get into 2018, and say, my business is expecting X amount of revenue. I am going to reinvest whatever percentage that is. And you really need to take a hard look at that and say, I'm going to reinvest 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever that is. You've got to come up with that number and figure out on either a monthly basis or a quarterly basis where that spend is going to go, how you're going to execute on it. Because if you're not reinvesting, if you're not marketing, if you're not remarketing, you're going to run into some ceilings with the, I guess, ability to reach people. And people are not looking at the Yellow Pages anymore, and they're not looking at postcards that come in the mail anymore. Most people don't even check their mail. So you've got to be thinking about digital marketing and what you can do digitally to reach the audiences. And the ones that are really, really putting their, I would say 95% of their eggs in that basket and coming up with that process, they're the ones that are going to be successful in this new age of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, all these different applications that are, you can reach those people. You can get their eyes. They're watching a football game on a Sunday afternoon. The commercial comes on. I bet you 95% of the people pick up their phone and they're scrolling their Facebook feed, or they're looking at Instagram, or they're doing something other than watching the commercials on TV. So you got to be where the eyes are, and digital is where it's at.
Yeah, I always love that. They've become really smart on social media and all to help you filter out those that aren't appropriate and get right down to the people that would be interested. And I always think about the other day I got a flyer on my, door. And it says, "We can clean your carpets." I have no carpet. Right? And I'm like, that poor dude just spent whatever cents it took to put that and have that guy put it on the door. And it's just not even applicable to me. So, this is what's so brilliant about, the world that we live in right now.
Yeah. And I think the targeting options on Facebook are something that a lot of individuals don't necessarily know about. They don't understand. I mean, sure, when you click the boost post, it does give you an option to say, what area do you want to target? Do you want to target friends? Do you want to target fans? Do you want to target a couple of interests? But below that, there is a whole ecosystem of using geography, using all kinds of other interests. I want people that make over $250,000 a year, but I don't want them to live in a particular area. There's all kinds of way to cut and slice those audiences to start hitting people on a more, consistent basis of people that may purchase from you. A really cool example of that, and I know the elections have been kind of a little weird with the Russian stuff, but we do get involved with some political elections, and you'd be surprised at the really, really cool things that you can do if you're running for office, for example. And video is huge for that, right? Who does not want, as a potential politician doing something, running for whatever office it may be, mayor, city council, who does not want to be able to target an area and hit that audience? So let's say you're running for office somewhere, and you can target 1 mile around a neighborhood, and you can do a video in that neighborhood and say, hey, residents of Forest Creek, let's say you're in Round Rock, there's a really cool neighborhood, Forest Creek. Residents of Forest Creek, I'm out here today talking with neighbors. I'm running for election on this date. I really need your vote and I'd love to hear from you. Put a comment out. And you could run that just in that area. If you did that in 20 different areas of the places you were running for election, you could use video, get away from all this old school stuff that all these political consultants are hanging on to with every last thread they can, and really make a difference. And that's a really interesting example of how you could use video and use Facebook and Instagram and some of these other platforms to be successful with what you're trying to accomplish. The audience is out there.
I know. I was just talking to a lady, and she was talking about, life insurance and growing your money little at a time. And I just got into cryptocurrency, and everything's like boom, 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 and it's like just zooming out of control. Yeah. And I'm like, people are so stuck on, even in the speaking world, people are like, sure, well, that's the way speakers are. I'm like, yeah, 20 years ago. I was like, catch up today.
Right. Completely. Yep.
So when you start talking to people, and especially if they're just starting to get involved in, because I'm so surprised when people are like, yeah, I was thinking about doing that Facebook thing. I'm like, where have you been? Where do they usually need to start? Do they need to just go ahead and start doing ads, or is there like a procedure, like this first, this second?
Well, Facebook does offer some tools, but you have to dig a little bit. So I would say if, let's say you're starting up a lawn care business in Austin. You've got this inkling, maybe you worked for another lawn care business and you said, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to tackle this on my own. I would say the first thing you would want to do is set up your own Facebook page. And they do have some tools out there within Facebook to do that. There is a really cool tool on Facebook that, again, takes an enormous amount of time, but could be a very helpful tool for people to be successful with ads. And that is their blueprint tool. So if you search for Facebook Blueprint, they have, I think it may be 120 modules now. It is a lot of modules out there that you can go through and specifically learn the different techniques and processes that you need to do in order to run your lawn care business, right? Whether it's targeting, whether it's coming up with ideas for ads, there are some really cool tools out there. So, a lot of this just has to do with jumping in and making it happen. The biggest piece of feedback that I could provide somebody on getting a Facebook page going is it's much different than just setting up a website, right? All of these social platforms are living, breathing entities that require time, require commitment, and you really have to go in and make an effort to be posting. So, whether it's posting, tips, tricks, really good projects that you've done. If it's a restaurant, obviously food dishes come across really well, specials, but you've got to do it at least at minimum once a week. When we work with clients, we're usually doing 3 to 5 posts a week strategically. Sometimes they get one a day, depending on the client they are, but you have to commit to that. And if you don't have some kind of update on your calendar that's reminding you, remember to post to Facebook, you're going to lose it. And you may go 2 or 3 months without all of a sudden posting. Somebody comes across your Facebook page through a Google search or however, they hit your Facebook page, they see you haven't posted in 4 months, and the first thing that's going to pop into their mind is, even if it's 50% of the people, I wonder if they're still in business. Was that day the last day that they did business? So you can't set it and forget it. You've got to be committed.
Love it. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that should be a motto for your whole business.
No, really, sure.
I got a client, and then you forget about that you need to go out and find more clients,
Right. I mean, almost every business nowadays needs to have some kind of business owner needs to have some kind of understanding of marketing and marketing training. You do get the reps that come out and they want you to do print advertising and they want you to do the Val packs and the daily mailers. And usually they're guiding you through that saying, we'll set up this graphic, we'll send out this piece to people, whether it's going to be printed in the Statesman or some of the other publications. And the business owner most of the time is kind of hands off with that, right? That is a set it and forget it type approach because you get the ad, it goes out, and you hope for the best, right? With social, though, if you don't have somebody that's spearheading that effort, what do? you've got to put the time and the effort in, and you've got to be creative. You got to be coming up with these ideas, or you've got to outsource it or insource it by hiring somebody.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
So do you have something that you'd like to give our listeners today, or some way to connect with you?
Sure. Yeah. So I can be reached at bill@notimeforsocial.com. So pretty simple. It's just BILL at notimeforsocial.com. I usually like to give away a 30-minute free consultation where I'll just take a look at your Facebook page, take a look at some of your social, get a look at, maybe try to dig in a little bit as to some tips and tricks and ideas that I can provide back to that business owner, so they can maybe get an outside look at what's going on. A lot of people are in the weeds and they don't really, get that honest, that honest feedback. So I would, be happy to provide some honest feedback. So if anybody wants to email me at bill@notimeforsocial.com, I'd be happy to, take a quick look and schedule some time to, to discuss.
Love it. All right, everyone. So take advantage of that now, because who has time? No time.
Right.
Awesome. Well, everyone, please get connected with Bill. And I'm so glad that each one of you have listened today. Please come back and join us with another fabulous guest star. Get connected to Bill, get connected to myself, because it's also about the connectivity factor.
Absolutely. You can find me on LinkedIn at Bill Combs as well. So it's pretty simple. I try to keep everything simple.
Exactly. It's like Tonya Hofmann.
Right.
Like, two in.
Yep, there you go.
My husband's family doesn't know how to spell Hofmann right. Sorry.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Well, thanks, Bill. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Tonya. Take care. Talk.